Hey guys, today's workout, I'm going to lead you through the workout and Nate's going to do the demonstrating. So we're doing a 40-second workout today with a 20-second break. We're going to go through 5 exercises and we're going to do that for 4 rounds. So I'm going to walk you through real quick the 5 different exercises, different modifications we have for it, and then we'll start the workout. First one's called Cook Hip Lift. So what Nathan's going to do in this position, he's going to grab his knee and pull it as tight to his body as he can, keeps his heel in the ground of the foot that's on the ground. He's just going to drive his hips up like a glute bridge and back down. Up and back down. If you have somebody that has a little bit of trouble grabbing that knee can go a little bit higher away from you, or you can even do it without holding on to the leg if you have to. What you're going to do on round 1 is you'll stay with this leg. As we come back through to round 2, you'll switch legs. Next, we're going to go through the kick through and mountain climber. So first one's going to kick through, a little bit harder variation. Nathan's just going to kick his leg through, trying to keep his arms as stable as possible, core tight. So he's just kicking that leg back and forth. A little bit easier variation is a crossover mountain climber as well. You can also mix and match between the two of those positions. All right, from there we're going to go to step-ups. So if you have any variation of a box or a chair or anything you can step on, just make sure it's sturdy. We're just going to step up on that position, all the way up and down. You want to squeeze the glute as we come up, control, back down. Again, make sure it's a safe position. It can be as high or as low as you'd like. We're going to use a modification, though, if you don't have a box, for a lateral bound. So on a lateral bound, Nathan's just going to jump side to side, trying to get a little bit of distance back and forth. He can also turn that into a 2-step shuffle if he needs, if you're somebody that can't jump. All right, we're going to go on to our 4th exercise, which is climbing planks. We have 2 modifications for this as well. So our first variation is going to be a climbing plank. Core tight, up and down. He wants his feet about shoulder width apart so he has stability. He's going to go all the way down and all the way up. Core tight, try not to let those hips get too high. From there, he's going to just turn it into a regular plank. Abs tight. You can also do the plank on your hands as well if you need to have a modification for that, if you can't be down on your elbows. The feet can come a little bit more narrow if you need to, if you need to make it a little bit harder. All right, we're going to go on our 5th exercise, which is a YT. So this is a rotator cuff exercise. So he's going to drive back into an RDL. From this, he's going to bring his arms up into a Y, come back down, turn his thumbs out into a T, squeeze those shoulder blades together, come back down, up into that Y again. I'm just going to go between that Y and that T. I'm going to have Nathan turn towards me real quick and kind of show the front position. I'm going to go Y, back down, out to a T. Perfect. All right, guys, make sure if you haven't done your warm-up yet, to go back and look at the warm-up, make sure you get that done. You want to make sure you're warmed up as much as possible. We're going to have a timer. You see the timer up in the corner. I'm going to do the countdown for the time. I'm going to try to do a 3, 2, 1, but sometimes I get distracted on my talking, so don't worry about that. The timer will be going. We do not have any music. YouTube doesn't allow us to use music anymore, so if you have some music you want to put on in your background, go ahead and push pause quick, throw on that music. We're going to get started. I'm going to have Nathan hit that timer. We're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, and begin. We're starting with Cook Hip Lift. So he's laying down, grabbing that knee, driving his hip up and down. This is a little bit tougher exercise than it looks like. The key is making sure you're keeping that heel tight into the ground. Abs are always tight, as with everything we do. If you find yourself getting up on that toe a little bit, just lift that toe a little bit off the ground, which will force you to not be able to get up on that toe. Which when you get up on that toe means that you're digging the toe into the ground and not the heel into the ground. All right, got another 10 seconds. As you can see, Nathan gets to do all the work today. I'm going to make it hard on him. I'm just going to relax and talk like I normally do. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh, good, our timer's nice and loud. I don't have to yell it out. We have a nice 20-second break. We're going to go to kick-throughs next. Kick-throughs are pretty challenging positions, especially when you're going through them quickly. So please pace yourself. 40 seconds is a long time frame. So just nice, easy pace. We're just trying to get through the time.
3, 2, 1.
All right, guys, go ahead and begin. Doing that kick-through position. Also, we have that crossover mountain climber that we showed earlier. Make sure that you're using either one. If you can't do a crossover mountain climber, a regular mountain climber is fine. You can always incline yourself on this as well. You put a bench in front of you, maybe on the end of a couch or a counter. So you're going to get pretty tired on this. You're probably going to hear Nate panting a little bit, 20 seconds, because we don't have any music in the background for you guys to hear. I make him do the hard workouts. I'm going to do the easy ones. 5 seconds.
2, 1.
All right, guys, we're going to rest. We're going to get ourselves ready for step-ups and lateral bounds. Remember, if you're using a box for step-ups, let's be very careful about how we're doing that and what we're stepping on to make sure it's sturdy enough. We don't want any injuries from this. If you're even nervous at all that thing's going to move, make sure it has no wheels on it at all and you're on a nice solid surface. But if you're nervous at all, please don't do a step-up. Begin. As Nathan goes up top, he's going to try to squeeze his glute nice and tight as he gets to the highest point. Control, back down, all the way back up and down. Remember, our modifications for this are going to be a lateral bound and a side shuffle. So either one of those is an option as well. We're going to make sure we do switch legs every single round.
Occurred to me that you can use the stairs.
You could use the stairs as well. That's a great idea. We think of things as we go. Got another 10 seconds.
All
right, guys, we're getting ourselves ready for some climbing planks. We can do a regular plank in this position as well. If you're going to do a regular plank, abs tight, butt squeezed. Climbing plank, make the feet about shoulder width apart. Keep that core nice and solid. Don't let that butt get up too high. You got 5 seconds when we get started.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 4.
Begin. We just had a quick interruption to our time frame. I'm sorry about that. Somebody tried to call my phone. I didn't realize it would shut down the video, but we're back at it.
2, 1. Rest.
All right, guys, got a 20-second break. Remember, if you have a water bottle, make sure you're drinking as you go along. This workout's about 20 minutes long, 19 minutes and 40 seconds to be exact. We're doing YTs next.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 5.
All right, guys, it's going into that Y, that nice RDL position. T coming out. Keep that core nice and tight. You want to squeeze those shoulder blades as you're coming back in that T position. And going overhead, try not to shrug your shoulders. Try to keep them in position and just lifting those arms up overhead. I really do think body weight is plenty for this exercise. It gets plenty of activation. You can always add some light weights to your hand if you need to, but I think the way we do YTs, they're plenty challenging. We really, as long as you're getting enough bend over, we should be plenty for what we're doing with those small muscle groups. We got 5 seconds.
2, 1.
All right, guys, we're through one round. We got 3 more rounds of those. Nathan's already looking a little tired. Now we're going to go into movement mode, which means that I'm going to stand up and I'm going to get this video moving around so we can see different angles through this position. We're also going to do a little bit of modifications in this round from the ones we did in round 1.
2, 1. Exercise
Begin. As you can see in this position, he's really trying to keep that knee as tight to his body as he can get, core nice and tight, driving through in position there. See how he's got his toe lifted up, that way he doesn't get up on that, or his heel lifted, or his toes lift up so his heel's in the ground so he doesn't get up on his toe. Core nice and tight. Got 20 more seconds. Make sure you're breathing through this position. We're hoping you're rocking some good music in the background. Row your boat, yeah, not girls want to have fun. 3 seconds.
1. Rest.
All right, guys, we're going over to kick throughs again. So Nathan's going to do a modification on this one of mountain climbers instead for me. So kick throughs where you kick your leg all the way through. We're going to do mountain climbers instead.
Three, 2, 1.
All right,
Exercise
guys.
2.
See how his knees are going on a crossover position, going towards the opposite elbow. He's probably going a little faster than most of you guys are going to go. You want to go nice and slow and controlled so you can make it through the 40 seconds. See how he's got his shoulders engaged, nice and flat. Hips are staying low. Staying in a good, strong position. You're not going to be able to see if your hips are dropping on you at all or if they're staying too high. So the main thing you got to think about is trying to keep that core nice and tight. The tighter you can keep your core, the more naturally your hips will drop into the right position. I got 5 seconds.
2, 1.
And rest, guys. All right, we're going into step-ups. or lateral bounds. If you're doing step-ups, another option that you can do on this one, I'm going to have Nathan teach lateral bounds on this one, though, this time. So on step-ups, though, you can add a little bit of weight to that as well if you need to, as long as you have a sturdy base that you're stepping onto.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so on lateral bounds, just jumping side to side. Many different ways to do this one. Again, that two-step shuffle is another option, but if you're doing a lateral bound, you can go from jumping as far possible as you can. You can do shorter jumps and go a little bit quicker. Any of those variations are totally fine. Got 20 seconds. My videos are going to be more where I'm doing 10 seconds of work and 30 seconds of break. So Nathan's over here doing the 40-20s. 10 seconds.
2, 1.
All right, guys, we're going to rest. We're going down into climbing planks position. I'm just going to have him mix and match as he pleases on this one. You guys know what planks are. We don't have to have a lot of showing for planks. You can do a little climbing plank if you want, or a mixture of the regular planks. You guys can mix and match in those as well. I usually like people starting off with the climbing plank, and as they feel themselves start to get their hips too high, just go back over to a regular plank.
Exercise 4.
So he's hanging out in that regular plank position. As you see in his shoulder blade position here, we're going to get nice and tight. We want to make sure we're nice and flat here. Don't arch up really high for me, Nate. So you don't want to get up like this. We have that up too high. We want to keep those things engaged in that bottom position. I'm going to have him go in that. There you go. Some climbing planks back and forth. How you see how he's under control coming up and down on this. I'm going to have him demonstrate how if your butt gets out of line, we want to make sure, yep, see how you got his butt up too high. He's not controlling that core in that position.
2, 1.
And rest, guys. Going on to our next one, we're going into YTs.
I feel like my butt from a lot of bounce.
As you can see, the coaches, we get pretty tired as well.
3, 2, 1.
All right, going into that Y position. See, nice overhead position there. As you see, as he comes up, he's trying not to shrug his shoulders, and he's coming over top, and he's trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. So we're in the T position coming over, squeeze nice and tight, come back out in this position here. I also like, in this position, his thumbs are up when we're going forward, and when he's coming out to those T's, he turns those thumbs out and turns that rotator cuff over. Very important to make sure that we're getting the rotator cuffs involved in this position. We got 14 seconds left. He's got a nice RDL going on as well. Some people stay a little too high on this, and they don't really get it in their rotator cuff area. They put a lot of pressure on the anterior delts. So we try not to do that. We try to get a nice RDL position. All right, guys, rest. Going into round 3, I believe. The Cook hip lift. This is where he gets to catch his breath a little bit. Remember, he is switching legs each time.
2,
Keep that knee tucked in.
1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Good job, guys. Keep working on your technique as much as possible. Make sure you're blaring some music in the background, zoning out everything I'm saying. Got 20 seconds left. If you guys have kids, they're more than welcome. All these programs are designed for every age group. More than welcome to have your youngsters join you in on these videos. That'd be a great time, a little bit of bonding. Have your spouse join in, seeing the things we do. These are pretty basic programs. You guys are used to a little bit harder ones. Rest. Good. He's going to go to kick through a mountain climber variation. But you can. That's why we have progression levels to these. So if they want to join in, they haven't been doing any of this stuff, it's a great way. Have them maybe do a couple rounds. They don't have to do all 4 rounds. It's an awesome way to kind of show your fitness, as well as get a chance to let them try it out and a little bit of family bonding time.
Exercise 2.
Begin. Good job. He's doing that kick through position. See how his legs are going through, all the way through, kicking all the way out. That does take a little bit of lower back mobility as well as knee mobility. We can go from there. We can go into a mountain climber position. It's great here. You see with both those positions, if you're watching the video, which is probably hard to see when you're doing the mountain climber, but if you're looking at positions, he's doing a great job of keeping his hips in line on both of the variations. He's not dropping his butt or raising his butt too high. All right, guys, you got about 5 seconds.
2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. Going into our lateral bounds next, or our step-ups. Again, you can use the stairs for these. Make sure you guys are drinking plenty of water if you have it.
2, 1. Exercise 3.
Begin. So you see on his foot, if you're watching this at all, you can see that he's keeping his heel completely in the ground. He's not getting up on his toe. The pressure's staying right into that heel position. He's not bringing the other foot on top of it, so we don't create that point of tripping. He's just bringing it up on the other side, standing all the way tall, squeezing his glutes, getting as tall as vertical, and he's using his good posture at that top position. He's not folding when he gets to that top spot. Got about 12 seconds left, guys. Good job. Five seconds.
2, 1.
All right, guys, going into climbing planks or regular planks. Remember, you can do these regular planks on tall position on your hands as well. If you're having carpal tunnel issues, try to stay on that low elbow position. But if you're somebody that's a little tough on your shoulders, sometimes putting your hands right underneath your shoulders in that tall position helps out a little bit. Or moving between the two options is great too.
1.
Begin.
Exercise 4.
Nathan's hanging out in that bottom plank to start out with, and then you turn it into a climbing plank, core tight. As you can see, they shouldn't look a lot different. It should be a plank from a tall plank to a low plank. Tall plank, low plank. Simple idea. The body should not look any different when we're going through those positions. You start to wear down, don't be afraid to just stick to one variation. So I can go down to plank and just hang out in the plank for a little bit if you need. Got 12 seconds.
Two, 1.
And rest, guys. We're going into YTs next. This one, even though it looks like an easy position, coming straight from those climbing planks, those shoulders a little bit smoked. So now we're going into more shoulder work. It's designed that way to make sure that we can get those little shoulder movements to get engaged during this
3,
process.
2, 1. Exercise 5.
Begin. Can you see how he has a nice RDL position, which means we're driving those hips back so that he can keep the pressure directly down on his rotator cuffs? Got 24 seconds. All right, 10 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Good job. All right, guys, we're going into that final round. I'm going to go back to the post here so that's not so shaky, the camera for you. I'm going to go one final round, 40 seconds of each, 20-second break. Let's get after it one last time.
3, 2, 1.
Begin. You make sure you've switched legs multiple times throughout this. If you forgot to change your legs somewhere along the way, go ahead and just mix and match throughout this final round. It's really hard to concentrate on that glute squeeze at the top. So really make sure as you're coming up, you're really getting that glute completely contracted. It's not just lifting the glute off the ground, it's actually squeezing the glute as we're extending towards that top position.
2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. We're going to go into kick throughs next.
Three, 2, 1. Exercise.
Begin. Remember, kick through position, mountain climber position, crossover mountain climbers. Anything here works. With everything we do, guys, just pick the modification that feels best. If there's something that we design here and it just doesn't work for you, you guys seen so many different types of exercise. Don't be afraid to do something different. You got a band at home, band shoulder presses. If you need to make some of these things harder, you can throw a band around your back. Lots of different ways to make these a little bit tougher if you need, or easier, or just switch it up to something different. 10 seconds.
2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job. Got lateral bounds or step ups, or two-step shuffle as well if you need.
Three, two, one. Exercise.
Begin. It's lateral bound position. It's got a nice, good leap from side to side. He's not turning his feet out. Some people have a tendency to turn their feet out and land with their foot out. He's landing with his foot as square to me as he can. That protects the knee position. Make sure you don't land with those feet turned out, which puts a ton of pressure on the meniscus. Ten seconds. Hopefully you guys are feeling tired. It looks like Nathan's worn down a little bit.
2, 1.
Rest, good job. Last 20 seconds. Oh, nope, not last 20 seconds. We're going to climbing planks next. Got him all excited, and I lied.
Say goodbye to my shoulders.
Get a little bit of shoulder blast. You guys are always looking for those nicer looking
3,
arms, right?
2, 1. Exercise.
Begin. Remember, on those climbing planks, stay as steady as possible. Twenty seconds. Five seconds.
2, 1.
All right, now we're on that final exercise. We're going to end with YTs. Nice, simple exercise at the end as your shoulders are smoked. We appreciate you guys getting this workout in today.
Three, 2, 1. Exercise 5.
Begin. In that YT position, hinging back, keeping that head straight. He doesn't have his head tucked underneath, and he's not looking up at anything either. He's looking straight down, trying to make a straight spine. Five seconds.
2, 1.
And done, guys. Nathan's going to give everybody a high five, that air five. Boom. Good job, guys. We really appreciate the effort today. We will have a finisher coming as well. Good job. We'll see you tomorrow.